This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We start with a weather impact alert. Heavy rain led to massive flooding all over the bi-state. Several roads and interstates were left underwater, leading to water rescues. We've also seen a dam overtop and another fail, which led to evacuations for people living in Nashville, Illinois. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. We have reporters live all over our area in Missouri and Illinois, and we're going to get to those stories in a few minutes. But first, we want to check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. What a day it's been, Jim.
Yeah, another wild day of weather in St. Louis. It seems like it's happening to us weekly now. So on the Doppler weather radar, the past 6 hours, you could see all the lightning and heavy rain right there moving all over the entire metro. And again, some of the rainfall rates really insane, a couple of inches in just a really short period of time, in some cases in an hour. And right now that Doppler weather radar looking much, much better. In fact, we only have one flash flood warning that's still in effect. I'll show you that in a second. But those are light showers up there around Montgomery County in Illinois and Fayette County. Zooming in a little bit here, it is southern portions of Jefferson County till 7 o'clock with that flash flood warning. But otherwise, creeks, rivers, streams running very high. Look at these high rainfall totals. Almost 7 inches in Trenton, Illinois. Belleville coming in at 5. Waterloo almost 5 inches. Same with Oakville. And then Wildwood coming in with about 4 inches. Now, where you see the red here on the estimated rainfall, that's where we've had some reports as high as 7, possibly 8 inches. So we have a couple of spots like that in Missouri, over in Warren County, and then also all over southern Illinois, where we've had that big issues with the dam issues around Nashville in Illinois. Big red spot right there. Flood watch continues tonight for our southern counties. So a little bit good news right around the metro is that flood watch is canceled for the metro, but it continues for our southern counties, and shower and thunderstorm chances should ramp up again tonight. A little bit more on this, and then a big cool down, and also very dry air coming in. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
All right, Jim, thanks. Traffic has been a nightmare in many places around the bi-state, so let's check in with Paul Cook for the latest on traffic.
Yeah, very surprising afternoon on the roads, and your commute could still be affected. We have good news and bad news. We start with the good news. From the Illinois Department of Transportation, they have reopened I-64 here near Nashville. So that also goes to Richville and a little bit further to the west as well. Then we go to the areas that are still closed. We're pretty much in the same location, but we're talking about Route 15 near 64 and 127. 6 inches of water is all it takes for your engine to stall if you try to go through some water. Sometimes we have pickup trucks trying to make it through, and they just can't. So it's not as easy as you think to get on through, and you just want to be very careful. We also have an accident here now, Lindbergh at 255. Just give yourself a little extra time if you're hitting the roads this afternoon. Be careful, and if you don't have to go anywhere, don't.
And today, emergency officials evacuated homes in Nashville, Illinois after a dam at the city reservoir failed.
Megan Kernan joins us live. What's the latest, Megan, from Nashville?
Well, Kelly and Mike, I'm standing right in front of that secondary dam of the Nashville City Reservoir. Now, the dam is designed to fail to prevent the primary dam from failing, so it did its job, but now many are left with the mess it's caused. You can see water is topping over, flowing down, and flooding out into roads, yards, and homes. Now, I do want to mention right here where you're seeing was completely covered with water earlier, just a few hours ago. The water has come down a few feet since. Now, hundreds of residents were forced out of their homes today in the affected downstream area. A total of about 200 homes were evacuated. This afternoon, the Washington County EMA posted an update saying some residents reported water in their homes up to waist level and rescued at least one person from their house. Now, many roads out of the area are impassable, all due to extremely heavy rain in the region. Some of the yards near the dam look like lakes right now, including Lord Carmier's home. His whole front yard is completely flooded, and the end of his driveway is completely ripped up from the flood.
A little bit later, we got a warning that said the collapse of the dam, or breach of the dam, was imminent. And so, again, we don't worry here because we're so high up. but we looked out the front door and we saw water raging literally through the front yard, and we'd never seen that before.
Now, the Washington County EMA says the evacuation is complete at this time. There is a shelter available for displaced residents at Trinity Lutheran Church. Thankfully, there haven't been any significant injuries or deaths. Now, EMA officials are asking residents in the area to stay in their homes and do not go on the roads. Now, as you can see, they recently put this do not enter sign up because this road, as I was saying earlier, just a couple hours ago, you could not see this road. It was completely flooded. It's gone down just a few feet since, but part of the road has been completely washed out. Reporting live in Nashville, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Not only were homes underwater, the flooding left several businesses in the Nashville area flooded.
Our Robert Townsend continues our team coverage. He's just outside of town along Route 127. Robert.
Mike, flash floods, let me tell you, drenched this Washington County area in a big way. Take a look. Right now, lots of parking lots at this gas station, the Little Nashville restaurant, and other shops are all still covered with lots of water. Now, this is along State Road 127, about 3 miles from the town of Nashville. Residents and drivers say when the nearby secondary dam overtopped this morning, it sent waves and waves of rushing water all across this area. Now, lots of truckers and families were suddenly caught in a traffic nightmare along eastbound Interstate 64 and other area roads. Flash flooding also turned the parking lot at a popular nearby McDonald's into a lake. More than a dozen customers were stuck inside the restaurant.
There were a couple families, there were individuals. There was this one mom and daughter who had actually been on their way to the hospital and they weren't able to make it. And thankfully everybody was okay, but yeah, we were just trying to make sure everyone was comfortable.
And back here live, you can see lots of water is still covering this farm field, and it's almost touching that gate you see right there. But let me tell you, the good news compared to a couple of hours ago is that that water is slowly, emphasizing slowly here, starting to recede. We're live near Nashville. I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Now, we also saw several water rescues in Shiloh, Illinois, in Shiloh, and that's in St. Clair County, Shiloh, Illinois.
Yes, and Annie Krall spoke to a driver who was stuck in the high water, Annie.
That's right. This is a very different scene here in Shiloh now than it was earlier this morning. Right here in the Green Mount Crossing parking lot, there was almost knee-high water close to about 12:30 today, and one Belleville man got caught in the worst of it, and we'll show you right here. That man's name is Hunter Beischer, and he was on his way to work in Shiloh when he was running about 30 minutes late, and the rain was holding him back. He was trying to get to Frank Scott Parkway, and then he made a turn. His car started to take on water, and his coworkers had to rescue him. He sat on top of his car while he waited to be towed out. The Mascoutah Police Department says there were multiple water rescues here in St. Clair County, one on State Route 161 and another near Scott Air Force Base, where the vehicle was almost completely submerged. After thinking it would only be a small puddle rather than a deeper hole than it was, Hunter says that in retrospect he regrets going through the flooded road at all.
After driving through it, my car started to stumble a bit and then just turned off, and then water started seeping in through like the door cracks, and after that I called my insurance company and had them take care of it from there.
Hunter tells me he now has to find a loaner car to get to work for the rest of this week, and he's not alone. There are a number of people in St. Clair County who are trying to deal with all of this aftermath, especially since there might not be rushing water here, but there is certainly vehicle damage they are left to deal with. Reporting live in Shiloh, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
The floods left an RV park underwater in Fenton.
Brent Solomon joins us live with a look at how high the water is now, Brent.
I'll tell you what, guys, what a difference a couple of hours could make, because the water is pretty much receded here. But this wasn't the case just a couple of hours ago. Water reaching people's legs, meaning that some of them couldn't even get out of their RVs. Take a look at your screen right now. We'll show you the video that we captured as soon as we arrived to the scene. These images coming in from photojournalist Stephen Turner. We spent the afternoon speaking with people who live here at the Covered Bridge RV Park. At one point, The fire department had to come to rescue a husband and wife out of their RV. They explained those startling moments when they didn't realize just how serious it was.
And then I looked out the window. It wasn't raining. I looked out the window and I told my wife, I said, I can see the creek from here. I said, that's not a good thing. And about 15 minutes later, here we were.
Wow.
Fire department was out here and they helped get us out.
Fortunately, that couple is doing just fine. They made it out, so did their dog. But I tell you what, I was joking with the owner of the RV park here, because you see the entrance of this park, this road right here is called Flood Drive. And he tells me if he could change the name, he probably would, because they saw something like this happen just a couple of years ago. Fortunately, everyone here is doing just fine at this hour. That's the very latest from Fenton. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Brent. And we will continue to keep you updated on all of these stories on air, on KSDK.com, and on the 5 Plus app. And you can also get our weather forecast anytime by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355.